I'm Logan Crawford, and right now on the Spotlight Network, we're exploring the highs and lows of leadership in one of the most challenging healthcare environments. We're talking to a terrific person, a terrific author. Her name is Maricel Long. She is a psychiatric nurse with over a decade of experience. She takes us through her eye-opening journey in an amazing book that she has penned. It is called My First 6 Months Leadership Trial, Lived Experience and Personal Statement, Learning Derived. From overcoming language barriers to leading in a high-stakes hospital setting, her story is an inspiring testament to resilience, growth, and the power of perseverance. We're delighted to have this very talented author join us here today on Spotlight. We thank the team at Atticus Publishing for helping us put her in the spotlight today, and we ask viewers like you to support authors like her by subscribing to our channel and by purchasing her wonderful book. The links are below this interview. And be sure to download the Spotlight Network TV app streaming on Roku, Amazon Fire TV, and Apple TV. Maricel, thank you so much for joining us here today on Spotlight.
Thank you, Sir Logan. It's my privilege.
The privilege is all of ours to have you on the show. You've written a great book. You were raised in the Philippines, right?
Yes, sir. I was born and raised in the Philippines and in the countryside Philippines.
Okay. How did that affect your career journey, being raised in the countryside there?
So I started out when I went to college, I had difficulties in English, writing English, because growing up in the Philippines, in the countryside, at home, we never talk English.
Yeah.
So that was tough for me going to school. And also growing up in the countryside, I had to walk like 4 miles to go to school. But I was so thankful and grateful because I still, despite all those difficulties, I still be able to go to school. So I was so grateful for that. And yes, it affected me so much that I had to study harder to be able to write my English and to pass.
Well, your English is great now, so you've done very, very well. Did you do your nursing training in the Philippines or here in the United States?
Both. I took my bachelor's of science in nursing in the Philippines. And then when I got here in the US, I became a registered nurse in Washington State. And then I pursue my master's of nursing in the University of Washington. So
Wonderful.
then I had to, sorry, sir, I had to write a APA format that was really tough for me. But I was so thankful and grateful for the University of Washington for the support. They have those teaching and learning center who support international students like me, and that impacted of my success and graduated my master's of nursing.
Wonderful. That APA and MLA stuff, it can be very, very confusing for all of us, even native English speakers. So you did very, very well there, and not only getting your bachelor's, but eventually getting your master's in nursing as well. Talk to us a little bit about the biggest challenges you faced during your first leadership role.
My first 6 months leadership trial, it was not a hunky-dory. So the story, so what I wrote was just the tip of the icebergs. So there's a lot of going on. I inherited a staff that's already going on investigations for allegations. There was no founded thing yet. So I went through that. And there was, during my training, I met some nurses. Sometimes it happened that way, that nurses, they just don't know that they're already eating their young, right?
Mhm.
They are, and it's sometimes it's unconsciously done. And but I said what I had to say anyway, until we became good team. So hard work and effective communication was the skills needed, and also humility, the skills needed to be able to do that job, and being working in a leadership in a very dynamic and diverse population, and psychiatric patients, yes, you have humility and compassion is necessary along with hard work and effective communications.
Yeah. Very, very important to succeed in that role or any role in a leadership position. So that's what's important about this book is that people can learn how to succeed and how to be a leader in a tough competitive environment in healthcare or in business or whatever it might be, right? Because these skills and these lessons are very translatable to other fields as well, don't you think?
Yes, sir. Yes, Sir Logan.
Tell me what advice you would give to international students who are pursuing or thinking about pursuing an education in the United States.
Go for it and buy my book. This would give you insights. I included a lot of my major projects when I took my master's of nursing. So this would guide them. This book is crafted with care and compassion. It will bring blessings to them,
Yeah.
to the readers.
Absolutely. I think they'll learn from your experience. It'll help them get ready for their own challenges and their own successes in the field as well. How did your background as a psychiatric nurse prepare you for your leadership?
I started out as a volunteer. So
Mhm.
when I got here in the US, I'm very far from my family. I don't have my immediate family here. And so I was like, what should I do? So I volunteered at the psychiatric hospital. And I'm so thankful for that because that's that experience shaped me, uh, inspired me to be where I am right now. So it's like going on 11 years in the position, but I held different position. I was charge nurse, started out as a charge nurse, and then nursing supervisor, clinical risk management, and then admission nurse coordinator right now.
Amazing. That's wonderful. I'm glad you've done so well. Psychiatric nursing can be very, very challenging. You're sometimes dealing with difficult patients, right?
Yes, sir.
They can be combative, they can be abusive, it can be dangerous at times even, right?
You have to use your therapeutic self.
Yeah.
So the only skills that a psychiatric nurse need to be able to succeed in a this kind of work is therapeutic self, therapeutic communication, and that's what I said. Effective hard work and effective communication.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Set an example by working hard, be clear in what your instructions are, and communicate effectively, no doubt. What was it like for you writing this book? Was it a challenge? Was it a good journey through your storied career? Tell us a little bit about what it was like for you to write this book.
So I did not. It was not until my late husband, who was a veteran of veterans army,
Mhm.
he passed away, and I realized that I could write a book. And then my friend, I was inspired by my friend, who also passed away in last year in May of 2024. So the story was I went on vacation for 3 weeks in the Philippines. When I came back, um, when I opened my intranet, I saw her face.
Mhm.
The news, the internet news in our workplace stating that she passed away. That was so saddening for me. I had a blank stares for a moment on my computer in my office, and tear was dropping.
Mhm.
That day, I went home because at that moment, all I can think of, she told me, "You should write the book. You should write your book." She didn't say I could write a book. She said you should write a
Mhm.
book, and then you should write your book. And then
Yeah.
so I went home that day, and I said to myself, I went home, I gathered all my notes, my journals, and start compiling them. And then day by day, I was searching for a publisher. I was thankful. I landed on a good one, the American Book Publisher. That's the publisher who gave me support and brought my life into my book into life. Thank you.
Yeah.
I am so thankful.
Well, we're thankful that your book came to life as well because it's going to be very helpful to a lot of people. It's an interesting story, and there's so many life lessons in there. You've got a lot to juggle. You're an author, you're a nurse, you're a manager, and you're a mom as well. So tell us how
Yes,
you keep all of that in balance and how you handle all of those different hats that you wear.
um, time management.
Yeah.
Time management is the key, and also hard work.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, you've done great. You've really set an example for other nurses, other people from the Philippines who dream about coming to the United States to pursue their career, and even nurses who are here in the United States already will learn from the path that you have taken here. The name of the book is My First 6 Months Leadership Trial, Lived Experience and Personal Statement, Learning Derived. From
Mhm.
overcoming language barriers to leading in a high-stakes hospital setting, Maricel's story is an inspiring testament to resilience, growth, and the power of perseverance. Maricel, thank you so much for joining us here today on Spotlight.
Thank you so much.
It's my pleasure. Great having you on the show. To the folks at home, I'm Logan Crawford, thanking you for your time this time. Until next time on Spotlight.